Okay. Hmm. That worked okay. Yep, it did. Why do you save it? Eh, terrible. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. You fucker. Maybe this guy will play that. Yeah, that's what you get at. So, oh, that's what I get. I'll take the bunch this time. Unless he's something else. Oh, good. You still took a bunch. Jesus, my God. Let's see here. Oh, you just had one. Why didn't you get rid of it, honey? Oh. Hmm. You're looking pretty good there. Hey, hi, Mary. Hi, Mary. I see that you're muted. Oh,
Oh, okay. Am I unmuted? Okay,
You're muted.
stop.
hello, Mary. Hello,
Hi.
Mary.
Oh, my God.
Unmute yourself. There you go. And now
Oh.
we don't have your video
Oh, hi. Let's see. All right, there I am.
worked. It worked.
Yay, technology's great.
Oh, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Well, some days. Definitely not on a Monday, though. Let's see. All right.
Everyone have a nice Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Yeah. Did.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
there I am. We had a quiet time. We did Thanksgiving like a week or so early when my grandson came to visit.
Oh, nice.
So,
That's
and the
great.
day after Thanksgiving was my birthday.
Oh,
And my husband is Russian and superstitious that he won't do a happy birthday before. So
Yeah.
we bought a cheap turkey the day after Thanksgiving and and had a bunch of people over and had tiramisu cake then. So
That sounds really good.
yeah,
no. There we go.
but it's my last year in my 50s, so I have to live it up.
I fondly remember those years.
Last year. My phone number is 4959. And I always told people that was my age range, but now I can't use that joke anymore. I'm gonna kill that light. Hold on.
Let's see who else
Hi,
is here.
Barbara.
Who's
Hi.
me? Okay. Hello, Barbara.
Hello. Nice to be here.
Steve, hi, Steve.
Hello.
Yes, and
Hi, Steve.
Gary was able to get us on today, which was great.
We are recording,
Or prosperity.
I guess.
Oh.
I mean, it's automatic.
Oh,
The town sets it up that way.
oh.
But,
Did you ever go check out the bugs on the recycling bin?
the what? The bugs?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I did. By the time I got there were not very many. I don't know what happened to them, but
Yeah.
I
They
hadn't
were
heard the
coming in my
story.
car. I was like, no, get out.
What was it? What kind
the
of?
ladybugs. They're-
Oh, okay.
No, they weren't
Oh.
ladybugs. They were the ones that look like ladybugs.
Yeah.
Oh,
The invasive
oh, I
one.
see.
Yeah. They wanted
Well,
to come home. with me.
I had them, whether it's the ones that look like them or actual ladybugs. I had them so bad one year, I had to get the vacuum out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were just all over it. I had to vacuum them up and then get rid of the vacuum bag.
oh,
There were
geez.
so many. Oops. Who else is? Let's see.
I'm hoping Tim will come because he's a note taker.
He'll be here.
The distance to the screen is like kind of where I need glasses or not need my glasses. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if I put my glasses on, I might have to like be way back here.
Well, I had cataract surgery and it's the most amazing thing ever. I was blind as a bat and now I don't have to wear glasses. It's wonderful.
I've got to
Oh,
do, I
really?
have to do that. Yeah. I have a friend who was an artist and had cataracts, and he, after his cataract surgery, he went out to his wife. He put on a shirt, went out to his wife. He said, "What color is this shirt?" Because it looked so different to him.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's so nice to be able to wake up in the morning and look out the window and actually see things.
Did you
Yeah.
wear glasses before your cataracts?
Since second grade, I think.
Really?
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really blind.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can wear them for, oh, Gary, let in Tim. He's trying to get in.
I can't see it. I can't see him. He doesn't have he's not showing. Try it again, Tim. Huh.
He said, he asked if we're using the link from the town website.
I think so. I mean, that's what you guys used, right?
I used the one that was in Merrill's email.
Yeah,
too.
me too.
But
Yeah.
that should
Yeah.
be the same.
They should be, actually, they should be the same. Tell him, if you can write him, Merrill, just tell him to use that one. Use the one in
I
your
did.
email. Oh, okay.
I just did.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing him wanting admittance.
Let me, I can even put it in the text if I bring up my email. Let me just see. Let me see here.
I'm telling you, the town has got such an incredibly complex way of doing this. It's just unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. And it's
Did you-
easy to
everybody-
screw it up.
Did you have to do your reboot this morning?
Well,
Oh,
I
Yeah,
did.
I had to
Yeah.
recycle my router.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Gary can start the meeting more easily than I can because I use my personal email and he's using the town email. So if I try to use my email,
Okay, here's
then someone has to
Gail.
be at town hall.
Here's
to let me-
Peg. Gail and Peg are coming in.
Oh, good.
And what I don't see is Tim. Oh, here he is. There he is.
I
Good.
said-
Okay. That's
Welcome, Gail. Hello.
hi,
I've been-
Gail.
And Peg, hello.
And there's Peg and there's and
And
Tim.
Tim, we know you're there.
We
Can't
see
hear you,
we
but
see
we
your
know-
name, Tim.
Oh, there he is.
There he
There he
is.
Visible,
Hi.
all right.
Yeah, very good. Well, we definitely have a quorum and I think we should get rolling if. as long
Oh,
as-
we got a quorum, all right.
Yes, please.
Tim, you
Oh,
okay
dear.
with taking notes?
Yeah, I just want to check who's here and get that sorted out.
Sure. You can do that while we're speaking and we have one guest today, is Barbara Bigelow. And
Yeah.
why don't we just, Barbara, do you want to just comment at all? You tried to make the meeting last time and couldn't get in.
well, a little history. When I first moved here and went to pick up my garbage bags, I thought, that's what I want to do. That's what I aspire. I want to hand out the garbage bags because it seemed like such a wonderful way to meet people. And then I
Oh.
learned that the way to hand out the garbage bags is to be on this committee. So I'm here to kind of observe and hopefully join the committee. Hopefully I can do things other than hand out the garbage bags, but that really has been my goal since I moved to Shutesbury.
Sure, well, great. And I'll just invite you to ask questions and participate in
That's
the
right.
meeting.
I
And
will,
then at
thank
the
you.
end of the meeting, I will ask you if you still want to be a member. And if you say yes,
But
then
if
I
you
will.
wanna, if you wanna hand out garbage bag, you have come to the right place.
I
Yeah.
know, I know. Mhm.
So if you want to say, if you do say yes, you still want to be a member, then I will put your name up to the Board of Selectmen are the ones who make the appointments. So that's how the process works.
Terrific.
Great.
But thank you for your interest and for coming today. And
You're
does,
welcome.
do you want us to, you can see our names on the screen. Do you
Mhm.
want any more information than that, or you're pretty good?
I think I'm fine with that, and I'll learn more as the meeting goes along and people talk, so.
And actually,
Sure.
I
my
know I
name is
haven't met
not,
everybody who's here.
my name is not meeting host.
Oh,
it's
that's right.
Gary.
It's not? Oh, I thought it was. Oh, okay.
I do not see any names on the screen on mine. That's interesting. I
Every
don't.
single person has a name, some kind of.
In the
Yeah.
lower
Just-
left-hand corner.
It just popped up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
There you are.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right into the agenda, and I think everyone probably saw that on the website. And before we go to the first or second item, actually, at this point, I'm gonna add one more item, and that is, so we had added in the resident request to move the textile bin. That was one
Uh-huh.
item that was added, and I'm also gonna add in the Murph Advisory Board grants to talk about what
Oh, yeah.
Gary sent out, looking
Mm.
at the options for spending, for getting different items if we're interested in our 38 points, or 308 points, excuse me, 308
Yeah,
points.
great idea. Yep.
So that's at the end. We'll get to that. So first item after the welcome is approval of minutes. And those of you who are present at the last meeting, and Tim is doing an absolutely fabulous job with the minutes.
It's doing a
I-
wonderful job.
Anyone
move-
have any suggestions or changes?
No, I move approval. I think they're excellent, excellent.
Great.
minutes.
And-
I second.
Okay,
Yep.
second and third, and all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, well, thank you, Tim. Keep it up. We love this.
Yes.
You made many people happy.
What was
Okay,
it? What was the date of that meeting?
that meeting was August 30th.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
August 30th,
Yeah,
2:20.
I'll be right
So-
back. I gotta get my folder.
sure. And Barbara, just so that you know,
Mhm.
the fun thing about our committee is we really only call meetings when we need to meet.
Okay.
We don't just have meetings on a regular basis because we have irregular series of
Mm.
activities that we do.
Mhm.
So that's why it's been a while. And when we are doing a new contract like we did this past year, then we have to meet a lot more frequently. But otherwise, you said you want to give out bags. Well, we used to do bulky waste day and we're not doing that anymore. We're selling transfer station stickers.
Right.
So our role has really lessened over the years, but I think everyone's good with that. Tim, you had a question?
Yeah, Meryl, on your agenda, why do you say action? Why do you have actions items from the March meeting that rather than the August meeting?
It's the August meeting. I just didn't change the date.
Oh, okay.
So that should say. Yeah, 8:30, sorry.
Okay.
You think you get all the numbers and then you don't. That's why he's the details guy here. So sorry about that. And speaking of which, why don't we just jump right into that? And Gary, your name leads on most of these. So the first one was the mattress recycle options, possibility of getting 3 to 4 towns to work together on mattress and textile disposal, recycle options. So we know we've moved along on a lot of that. If you want to
Yeah,
just
well, we've-
summarize.
We do have the ability to drop mattresses off at the Wendell transfer
Transfer
station.
station.
And that's, I've talked to the guy, he understands it. He says, fine, bring them by. They're $30 a mattress. And because mattresses can no longer be put in either incinerators or landfills, that's what we have to do in Shutesbury when we want to get rid of mattresses. And they'll take foam mattresses, box springs, all kinds of mattresses.
Great.
So that's great. I mean, thanks to Jan Amin for putting that together in Franklin County. So we're really lucky to be part of that.
Okay, so I think we can count that as done. And also check number 6 on the agenda because it's sort of showed up twice. So,
Right.
oh, and I see that there's no C. Boy, I really blasted through these action items. Okay. So there was, the next one was on contacting Triple T, the composting company.
Now,
About,
what I did was contact Amy Donovan. who
Okay,
has been doing that. And she and I were supposed to get together for coffee and talk about not only Triple T, but school composting and what the costs are and stuff like that. And then she never got back to me. I know she got really busy at one point, and so I've got to get back to her again after the holidays and you know, push that through. But you know, the question really is, how much is it going to cost the town to do the composting? And I know the school is really worried about that, because the school is going to think that it's going to have to come out of their budget. And so we have a lot of talking to do, I think, once I find out the particulars of how much it costs, how often they come, and so on and so forth.
and do
But
you
Triple
think?
T has a good
oh,
rep.
go ahead. Sorry.
Yep.
Do you think we also need to just check with the school and see how much composting they're already doing or recycling? Because I don't want to spend all this time coming up with something that they're already doing.
Well, absolutely. I mean, what I would like to do is get the information on Triple T and then go talk to the school and say, how are you doing? I don't think they're composting. But I'm sure they're recycling. They're doing
Yeah.
a lot of recycling, but I don't think they're composting. And you remember when we went to talk to them that one time, the person who runs the cafeteria was really reusing everything, and the principal didn't think we had to worry about it.
Right.
Then I heard from the office manager in the school said, why aren't we composting? So I think we need to follow up. I think
Okay.
we should follow it up and see. So I'll talk to Amy first, and then I'll get that information from Triple T. Then we'll go talk to Jackie, and you know.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Tim, did you
Remind
have
me
a
who
question?
Amy Donovan is.
Amy Donovan works with the Franklin County Waste
Solid
Management
waste.
District. She is the other person. Jan Amin is the head of that, and Amy works with it. And Amy concentrates on school composting, among other things.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Next item was Gail to make the laminated sign on the textile bin. You did that. right?
Done.
Done. Thank you for doing that. Okay, and then checking the bag inventory to make sure we have sufficient supply. I did stop in and look. We really do have quite a few. I don't think if we get a load, the size of the load we got this past time, we couldn't fit them in there, and we're probably
You're right.
break
You're
through
right.
the
I
floors.
was there just last week,
Yeah,
selling the bins. And oh, by the way, we're almost out of bins. I think we have one bin left,
right.
recycling bin,
Yeah.
and we'll get more in the spring.
And so for folks who don't know how we get those, we do them through a group purchase with this Franklin Regional Solid Waste District that he was mentioning. We get to, get as many as we want pretty much. And I think we need to get more this time because people want them.
We got 50 last time, and
So
I
maybe we
thought
should
that
get
would,
75 or something.
but they went pretty fast.
Yeah. And they are subsidized, so we can offer them to residents at a good price.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
What about the compost bins? Are we doing those?
We're trying.
So Gary and I have had ongoing frustration. The two of us have asked the town administrator probably 40 times each about getting them. And it's very frustrating because she won't let us order them, but then she doesn't order them. And I mean, like I said, maybe other people can start bugging her too. I don't know what the answer to that is, but we have been unable to get them ordered. Gail?
I would suggest that you somehow diplomatically take this as a concern for the select board, who may get you authorization to make the information available by which the town administrator can make a purchase.
I mean, we actually did that with the bags. Last year, we contacted the select board and asked about being able to order them ourselves. And it just didn't materialize. But I think, it's not, it's not rocket science. to
Well,
order
I don't
these
think
things.
that's what Gail is suggesting, though. She's suggesting that we do any research we can to figure out who's got what, and then bring that to Becky and have her put in the order if she doesn't have to do the work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Becky is not going to give up the purchase ability,
Right.
but
that's
it's,
for sure.
but what takes the time is going through all the vendors. What are they offering now? What are the prices now? Blah, 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 conditions. And if you could be given authorization to go into that website and do those determinations and hand that information with your recommendation of first, second, third choices.
As
would be-
long as- So the only thing is she's familiar with the sources that we can go to. So that's the other thing. But if she can give us some hints, we could do that.
It wouldn't take you long, I think, to go. I mean, there are limited numbers of vendors.
Yeah,
Once you have access to the source, to the site, well, that's good luck.
we'll try. We'll
All right.
try.
Gary, do you want to do that? Do you want me to do that? How do you want?
I'll do it. I'll talk to her
When-
about it.
What site are you talking about?
So
It's a state, it's a state
Combines.
site. It's
state
what,
purchasing. State
Com-
purchasing.
And one
buys.
person. One person, somebody.
go ahead, Gail.
Go ahead, Gil.
Actually, you might talk to Rita behind the scenes and ask her the most diplomatic, effective, etc. way to go about this. Explain the problem, which she knows it's longstanding, but
But in
and then
answer
you can bring it to a
Tim's
public
question,
meeting at the select board and
in answer to your question, Tim, it's a site of state-approved vendors.
It's
Okay.
one of them is called Compass, and there's another one too, I believe.
It's huge.
Combis, BUYS.
It's a huge site
Well,
and
Used to be.
it's not that hard to
Compass.
use. I've actually been in it at one time. When I was getting so frustrated about bags, I found a way in. But
Ooh.
yeah,
So normally you have to have a access through a town.
yeah, you have to have an access code and all of that, but
Okay.
I don't know why they let me in, but
All right, so that's a new action item, Gary, to follow up on researching compost bins. And Gary, if you want, I can follow up with our selectmen. And then
That's
let you
good.
know how that.
I think that's a
conversation
good
goes.
idea, yeah.
Are any other committees allowed to have a little into those databases or make their purchasing recommendations?
I really don't know the answer to that.
I don't know. I
I
know
think
that the
it's pretty
school,
tightly controlled.
Yeah,
the school does its own purchasing, of course,
Yeah.
but as far as committees like, I'm pretty sure that, public health and the smaller committees like ours, we have to go through the process.
Mm.
So,
So what is Gary committing to that's different from what Merrill's committing to? I'm not clear.
well, Merrill's going to talk to a member of the select board, and Gary's going to try to find out what we need to do in order to get those. What can we do to find the information that we can pass on to the town?
So you're going to
administrators?
talk to Becky about how to get into the site or what?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Gary, maybe we should you and I ask for a meeting with Becky, a Zoom meeting with Becky, and discuss it with her and tell her.
At least start that. That's a good idea, Merrill, I think.
Instead
Let's
of
start
talking
that
with
way.
the selectmen, let's start that.
Yeah.
way.
Let's start that way.
All right, so do you want to contact her? You want me to? I'm fine doing it whatever you want to do.
Now you go ahead and do it.
Okay. I'll ask her to set up a Zoom meeting with just the two of us.
Yep.
Are they meeting in person now at Town Hall? Maybe
I
we can
don't-
just go in.
I don't believe so.
I don't
That's
think
why
so.
they extended the Zoom.
Okay. Just write this down.
But you can go in and meet Becky in her office.
Sure, we've done that.
I know, I wanted a little more formal than that, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah, Okay, and then Gary, email about upcoming Zoom programs with Susan White. You're doing that now. I see. you
Yeah,
forward.
I've been sending those
That's
out.
basically done. And then I did submit Mary Glavin and Andrea Rogers' names to the select board, and they approved and swore in Mary. She's
Yeah.
officially a new member, and Andrea too. Andrea apologized. She had another event tonight that she couldn't make it, and so did Marla. So they wanted to be here but couldn't. So that one's done also. Okay, so that's the old business. That's quite a bit of it. The next item is the mass recycle rebuttal to the NPR article. And the question was whether we want to post this to the website. And we sent these articles out to everyone. So I'm assuming everyone read the original article, which basically said plastics recycling was not really happening or happening well in this country. And the rebuttal argument was sent out by DEP to refute what NPR was saying that it was, there was bits, kernels of truth in it, but it really wasn't a true reflection of what's happening. And we need to continue to really push people to recycle and keep them doing it.
Right.
Before I give you my opinion, I want to see if anyone else has some thoughts on this matter.
Well, I think that, the NPR article gave people an excuse for not being serious about recycling. And I think that that's the problem, is that, oh, if this isn't working, why am I, going to this trouble? And so I think that, it was well done, I think, the rebuttal. I think it showed that it's a much more complicated issue. Yes, it's difficult because recycling's a business, and if you can't find people to buy, black plastic, then you can't recycle it. And so there is a problem there, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do the best we can with the things we can recycle.
Right. Okay, so my comment too, this is about putting it on the website, and I just think it's confusing enough with recycling now that to put up these two sort of conflicting articles will not be illuminating to people so much. I think we should just do our best to continue to encourage people to recycle to the full extent that they can with the items that are recyclable, rather than posting these two articles that, just neither is the whole picture.
There's the third article, the Greenpeace article, which is a fairly more complete article that indicates that there is, a problem with recycling. And
Right.
there's so many plastic items that are not recycled, which I think could be really the crux of the issue. And it's, if we focus on what can be recycled and do that recycling well, I think should be our priority.
I agree.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I bought a bottle of toothpaste or a tube of toothpaste that says recyclable. Right. And in reality, there is no place that's taking those tubes of toothpaste.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of items like that.
But on that's more of kind of a political level, and there is pressure on state governments to take back items and to change their packaging policies. But it's not enough happening, but that's kind of where it's at.
Yeah,
Gail?
it is on a political level, because I think corporations should be responsible for ensuring their products can be recycled,
Right.
which is not happening.
Yeah.
Steve, what's your opinion about posting the articles?
I agree with Meryl. I think it's too confusing I think we
Okay.
should just encourage.
It's a
people to
lot of
recycle.
information.
Yeah, people
I
aren't going to read.
agree. I agree as well.
Gail, did you want to say something?
What we might do is, here's a simple list of recyclable plastics. Be sure to recycle these. And emphasize the ones that can be recycled without mentioning controversy or corporate, any of that stuff. Just, it's complicated out there. There are a gazillion kinds of plastics. These are the ones for sure that are recyclable.
And apparently glass is being recycled in Massachusetts as well, which in a lot of states it's not happening.
Grass?
Glass,
Glass,
yeah,
glass,
glass.
glass.
Yes, and you know
Container.
why?
It's
Because the
heavy.
DEP funded a glass recycling center down in Dennis
Mhm.
on the Cape, and otherwise there wouldn't have been a place in Massachusetts because a couple of
Really?
years ago, the last recycling place for glass went out of business.
Yeah.
So
So
to
they offered-
follow up on Gail's comment, Gary, maybe the
Yeah.
next time you write an article for the town quarterly newsletter, to just say, here's a little more information about plastics, and these are the key ones that you want to make sure you
That's a
recycle.
good idea. And the other thing that I think that we can do, and I've written about it a couple of times, but I think we can just keep saying it, is that on our website, we have the DEP Recyclopedia, which really has some great information about what's recyclable and what isn't. And if people find that that they have a question about something that's not in it, then you can add it. And they'll do some research and add it to the Recyclopedia. So
That should go in the article.
yeah, absolutely.
Remind people
Yeah.
about that.
I keep saying it, but it's good information. Yeah.
Barbara, did you have a question? I saw you.
Yeah, I do. There seems to be the underlying assumption, I'm guessing, is that there has actually been a change in how many plastics people have been recycling since these articles. Has there actually been a noticeable difference?
No, not really, not in town here. I think it's
Okay.
more looking at the global level, and China and some of the other countries who stopped taking some of our recyclables. It changes things. So it's a changing environment. And with the cost of transportation and fuel, it makes the most sense to have it done here, not send it out elsewhere.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it takes a while to convert all these processes,
Right.
to
Well,
a home-based solution.
Yeah,
But
no, the
the-
reason I was asking is it sounded like the goal was to make sure that everybody kept recycling as many plastics as they possibly could. And so to write anything that would suggest that we want people in Shutesbury should be paying attention to particular plastics might have the opposite impact of what we want, which is just getting everybody to recycle as many plastics as they can.
Mhm. We do.
I kind of had the same
Yeah.
thoughts that nothing has really changed. There's been no reduction as far as we know. So it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I kind of agree with Barbara.
It's
It
more of
has
a
come up.
reminder. Yeah, it's more of a reminder too, and to let people know they can't do black plastic, and there are certain things they can't do. But yes, absolutely, to encourage people to continue to do
Mm.
the
But,
plastics recycling.
You know what I could do is send out something that's even more general and mention plastics, but that if you have questions about recycling, about what's recyclable, here's how you can find out, and sort of leave it at that. And just say a lot of people have questions about plastics because all of them have a little recycling thing on them,
Yeah,
and that just isn't accurate. It's not true.
Right, which Barbara, I don't know if we're like broken record with this, but that actually means nothing. The 3 chasing arrows that are on plastics, that was done by the plastics industry specifically to fool people, basically, to make them
Well-
think that everything is recyclable, when it might just mean that it was made from a recycled product, or it's possible in some places to recycle, but it's not a true read on whether or not it's recyclable.
It's only all it represents is the kind of stuff the plastic is made out of. That's all. That's all it means.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's recyclable.
Right.
Yep.
Gary, when we get to those advisory grant, remember you had sent out
Mhm.
all the things you can buy, all the different,
Yes.
what if you scroll all the way to the last page, there's a handout that says like the things you can't recycle. I think maybe
Right.
people, we know we put glass, we know we do this, but like the glass, the things that we know we can't put in, because if we put it in, doesn't it, somebody at the other end have to take it out?
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happens. I had a conversation once with this is some time ago with the person who runs the MRF. I said, well, what happens with the stuff that you get that isn't really recyclable? They pack it all up and send it to Indiana.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What does
What do they
Indiana
do
do
in
with it?
Indiana?
Oh,
Pack
they
it all
put
up
it in
and
the
send it to
landfill.
Wyoming.
They sent it
They
to
put it in the
Oklahoma,
landfill.
yeah.
Send it to Nevada.
I think,
that
I
barge,
think-
that trash barge that circled Manhattan.
Yeah, a lot of the problem is that recycling is a business. I mean, this is, the American way. It's a business. And what needs to happen, and I've been harping on this for years with the DEP, is that the government needs to get involved in giving tax credits, to entrepreneurs who want to recycle
Mhm.
things that aren't yet recyclable, and that's how to get rid of this stuff. But you can't do it if the only things you can recycle are the things that vendors will buy.
Yeah.
Then it's not enough. Not enough.
And on that note, I want to go to the next item. Unless, does anyone have any last thoughts on this? I think we kind of covered it.
Yeah.
Pretty-
Oh, what's the conclusion? We're not going to post it, right?
Not posting it.
And Gary's going to write an article.
Yep.
Yeah, a more general article.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Gary. You do a lot for this committee and I appreciate it.
Well,
Yes.
thanks.
Okay, the next item is the Terra Cycle boxes. And Gary, I think if you want to just lead into this one. I think
The
everyone-
TerraCycle, wait a minute, what's that? TerraCycle
so
boxes?
that was the email that you sent out with boxes that the town, or maybe
Oh,
you
yeah, sure.
sent it out that you can get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this
boxes.
was something that a resident of Shutesbury emailed to recycle, which comes to me. And there is a company that will recycle things that aren't normally recyclable. It's expensive, and I don't know if you had a look at that website that I sent around, but it's kind of expensive. So one question is, who pays? And you get the boxes, you fill them up, and then you send them to the company. And the company, I did check it out pretty carefully, and they do recycle this stuff. They don't just, get your money and then box it up, send it to a landfill. But it's quite expensive. The boxes are quite expensive. And so I really had mixed feelings about it. Given, where this town is financially, I think we might have a hard time convincing the select board or folks at a town meeting to do it. So I don't know. I mean, I really have mixed feelings. I like what they do. I think it's legitimate, but I just don't know if Shutesbury can foot the bill.
Yeah, and cost is not the only issue. It's also, where do you put these boxes? Who's in charge of maintaining the boxes, letting us know when they're full, returning the boxes?
Right,
There's a lot of
right.
steps in there. Peg, you want to say something?
Well, I just want to know that it didn't appear that those boxes were very large. And to me, it's the expense. It just doesn't seem like they would hold that much. And then what happens? You send it off and you never see the box again, or does it come back to you? Are they made out of cardboard? What are they made of?
Yeah, you have to, you buy the boxes.
Uh-huh.
And so when you send it back, then you have to buy another one.
Oh, okay. And
I
those,
think the cost of the box is like basically pays the shipping. Because
Right.
they're gonna be heavy. So
Yeah.
you're pretty much paying the shipping in advance. And you fill it up and you send it back to them and they do
Yeah.
what they do with it.
Meryl, what was the name of that company again?
Terra Cycle.
TerraCycle, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
TerraCycle.
They
Gail,
were like about $200 a box, weren't they? They,
vary, but they were
Yeah.
significant. Gail?
I read the whole thing as aimed at individual households, not at towns.
Right.
So, and it seemed to me totally inappropriate for a town to take on buying the boxes, collecting the goodies, sending them back. You know, it's a whole different
Yeah.
scale.
It's a big job. It's a
yeah.
big job. Yeah.
All right, so I'm
I-
pretty much hearing.
I,
that
for
they
one,
were
would,
gonna go
would not
for-
want to take that on for our committee at all. I would have no interest in that. Might be interesting information for individuals who are
Mhm.
concerned about a particular something to go someplace, but for a town venture, I think it's not appropriate.
And-
Especially
agree
since
with-
we
I
have
agree
the,
with Gail.
especially since we have the Leverett transfer station where some,
Mhm.
a lot of that stuff can go.
Peg, you want
And
to-
I do agree, because if it does go to individuals, how many families are going to be able to do that, to afford it? I think I agree with Gail.
Yeah.
It's not practical, if
Do
that's.
we need does anyone want a formal vote on this? It sounds like pretty much everyone agrees we don't want to do this. Anyone?
I think does anyone want to do it? They put it that way. Sounds
I mean,
unanimous.
you'd have to have a place to put it, and I think that resident had suggested the school and that she would help. But the first step is who buys the box, who has a budget for the $200 box.
Right,
Okay.
right.
And who's going to?
And I think
Nice to
Peg is
know.
right. Those are fairly small boxes.
Hmm.
They'd fill up fast. And somebody's gonna would have to be responsible for,
Yeah, who's gonna
mailing them.
pack them and,
It's-
Yeah.
and police what is going in the box? There's a lot of ifs,
Yeah.
ands and buts.
Well, we're in the process we're doing of knocking down everything we get to. The next one is the
Yeah.
textile box at lot 32 and a request that Gary received to move the location of the box because, quote, there was hazardous waste there. And let me just say that there's a lot of misinformation going around town about, quote, hazardous waste on lot 32. And for those of you who don't know, this is the site of the new library across from the highway department. And there has been years of testings done on this site. We're still waiting to get a few more test results, but at least at this point, the only place that there was anything even detectable as hazardous waste was way in the back of the property that was a little, like a tiny bit over the threshold for volatiles, gas and oil. There was a buried tank, an oil tank that was dug up and it had some leakage. And as far as we know, that's the only thing that's been found there to this point. So the idea that there's all kinds of hazardous waste and this person doesn't want to walk across the hazardous waste to use that textile box is, I think, pretty overstating the situation there. And
right.
Gary and I met with the representatives from the company as well as the town librarian, town administrator, to come up with a spot that made sense to put this box. And this is where it seemed to make the most sense. And I think it's been working well. We actually have good visibility for it and it's been filling up and being emptied.
Certainly getting some use, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so,
the reason that, this came to me personally, and I wanted it to go before the committee. I didn't want to make that decision just on my own. But I agree. I don't think that it's a serious situation where that bin is at this point. And, but I did want it to be a formal decision by the committee.
so with that said, anyone have any more comments? I would like to take a vote on this.
Well, there is that issue. I don't know if you saw the article of how there was an encounter on the site.
Yeah, well,
And
that was,
did the well, I'm just reading the article here, but did the select board, did they say if they were going to limit access? Did they
so
vote?
what that was about was there was a company that was on site doing testing. And they were digging test pits and holes. And there was a
Right.
town resident who had nothing to do with the town or the committees that were overseeing this and working with it. And he was putting his measuring tape in the hole and just getting really in the way and being very difficult.
Mhm.
So the select board talked about this and they felt that it was very important for them, for the safety of the workers and for anyone who might come on the property, that they limit who can be there when there's activities like that being done. They haven't, as far as I know, created that formal policy yet, but they talked about doing that. But, you know, this was where that all came from.
Right.
But that's also not the question that the email raised, though. I mean, the email is strictly about
Right.
moving the box.
Right, right.
Right, but this is just filling in some background information.
Mm.
So, did someone want to make a motion on this?
I make a motion that we keep the box where it's been located on lot 032.
Second,
Second, third, fourth. Mhm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
aye,
Opposed? Okay, unanimous. Thank you. That was easy. And then the last item that I have on the list, other than other, was to talk about the Murph Advisory Board grants. And Gary sent out those list of items. Mary, you mentioned some of that information on what people should put in to get out, to
mhm,
maybe to have for next spring when we give out trash bags. One of the things that I was very interested in were the recycled paper items and recycled containers. These are the stickers that you can put
Oh,
on
yeah.
bins. We used to have those.
Yeah,
and
I still have one.
we ran out. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, to get, I don't know, maybe 3 10-packs of each, the 3x10 size, and then use some of the balance of the points. We get 380 points. I don't know what the numbers were for the one that Mary suggested, but to get some of those as well. But what other people interested in? Yeah, go ahead, Pam.
There were some larger signs about what you can recycle, and I think some that, you know, they were a couple feet high and wide, or a foot and a half, high, 2 feet. And then, and putting them, I think, on the doors when we're handing out the trash bags, you know, and you open up the doors and there's a big sign that says what you can recycle and what you can't. I think that would be very helpful, especially to people in town.
And
I
I refer
think when
to,
we hand out the bags, though, that we have a stack there of 8.5 by 11 sheets that show that same information that we give to people, don't we?
We
we
do.
have,
But
We
I
have the
think this
magnets.
happens.
The magnets.
Now, we got, last time this came around, we got a whole bunch of refrigerator magnets. And they're still there. I mean, we've been giving them out.
We've given
people
away
have
a
been-
lot, but
We've given
yeah,
away a lot.
I think the
but
quantity was too big for us.
the thing I want to say is that they're no longer accurate, because recycling is a business. What you can recycle and what you can't recycle changes from time to time. And
Toss them.
so, you know, yes, I think we should get things, but I think we need to check with the Murph from time to time to make sure that what we're handing out is accurate.
And I totally agree with you, Gary, because I've had that same experience. That's why I'm not really big on getting a lot of handouts, because it
Right.
changes, plus it just makes more trash or more
Mhm.
recycling. And Peg?
That's why I thought if we just got one of each, they were larger posters. And if we got just one of each and put them on the door so that when you open them, if somebody wants to talk about it, it's there, and you haven't spent a lot of your points on them. And if things change next year, you get a different one. And
So Gary, oh, I'm sorry. So if
that's all,
you
that's all.
go for those 2 big posters, and then the balance of points you have, you split between the recycled paper item stickers and the recycled container stickers. And I think the smaller size is
right.
fine, 3x10". Or the bigger, I don't care, it doesn't matter to me, but they're 10 packs. So
Yeah.
does anyone see anything else on that list they were interested in?
I'm not that crazy about the sticker idea because I've been putting a bin out since I've lived in Shutesbury, and it doesn't have a sticker.
No, they know, but it doesn't hurt to just, people
Some
have asked
people
me
like 'em.
for 'em. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I
people
mean,
like
and
them.
you're not asking for many of them, so that's okay.
Yeah,
What do you do with these stickers?
You
You
put
put
them,
them
if you're not using one of the regular recycling bins that we hand out,
Oh,
you're
okay.
using a trash barrel, or, some people have a lot and they use a big trash barrel. If you put that on the side of it, then it's
Gotcha.
easy for the trash collectors, as the solid waste collectors, to see,
Mhm.
what's in it without taking the top off.
okay, so let me, go ahead, Gail.
It's not related to the purchase, but in terms of having handouts, when we hand out the bags, we can capture the most recent MRF poster and print it, a bunch of them, just to have as handouts.
That's actually the easiest thing to do, I think,
Yeah,
because we hand out the collection schedule. And
And
we
put it on
hand
the
out,
back of that. Put it
Yeah.
on the back of the collection schedule, but I'm not a big fan of a lot of handouts, because I used to work in transit and we'd give out bus schedules, and you give out 5 billion of them, and it's like, where do they all go? People never, now so many people do things online. I mean, it's fine to have some, but I don't think we need 1 million of them.
I
I don't either.
wasn't volunteering printing 1 million.
okay, if I'm gonna order these things, so what am I ordering?
stickers, big
Stickers,
yard sign, big signs.
Trash and recycling stickers? Okay,
yes. No,
And
no,
then-
not trash. It's
Not-
recycled
not
paper
trash.
items or recycled containers. That's
oh,
what
okay,
it said.
okay,
And they're 10 packs and they're 20 points each. So add those up, and what you have left from those 2 big signs.
I'll get the big
Peg
signs, okay.
suggested. Gail?
Why get both? Why designate paper or container? People are putting it out in the same container.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Recycling,
Bigger
just
containers.
recycling, period.
yeah.
Well, they have them labeled. We don't make up the labels. That's what their 2 labels say. Either recycled paper items or recycled containers. They don't say just recycle. You can get one of each and put it on there, and that's fine if you use the same container, or just don't do it. Yeah,
Well,
but
I'll get them. I'll get some and we'll see how they go. We'll see if people like them.
Well, some people
They're-
put their
They're
bags
free, they're
in the
free.
container.
Well, I know this, that if I put out paper in a recycle container, recycle bin, they'll pick it up and take it on the
Yeah.
paper day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I haven't had any trouble.
Well, we had these in the past, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
We gave them all out. They went quickly. People like them. So I'm just talking from experience here, that people.
We'll,
really
okay, we'll get some.
All right.
And at
Well,
the end, I'll wait about, I'll wait a week or so before, if you have another look and you see something you like that we should have, let me know. And I'll order them.
And
You know,
we'll
I think
ask
it's kind of
whoever
an
took- Whoever took them, we'll ask next time we see them, what did you do with?
there you go.
Wallpaper,
What
there
happened
was
to it?
You know,
Gary,
Merrill,
are you including the 2 big posters that Peg suggested?
Yes,
Okay,
Tim, what
I
we,
think that's a good idea. Put them on the
I do
door.
too. Yep.
Yep.
Graphics, good.
I think Merrill does raise a good point, though. We're a recycle committee. And anything we do that winds up producing some other item that has to be recycled is, no, like I agree, handing out too many handouts is just more stuff that has to be recycled.
and now we
Yeah.
have to dump a box of magnets. What do you do with those?
I love those
Maybe give them
magnets.
to the school. They could like decoupage over them something, or you have the kids do
They're
something with
not
the
that,
magnet.
they're not that far off. I mean, if you had that magnet on your refrigerator, you really wouldn't go too wrong, but they aren't completely accurate.
I liked my magnet.
Add some color.
Gonna be a collector's item.
Right?
I have it on,
Well, that's-
attached to my toaster oven.
I want to go eat.
Well, we got a lot left.
I only need one.
It's yours. Okay, we've hit everything on the agenda. We get to the other now. Does anyone have anything to add to other? Any other items they'd like to bring
Oh,
up?
this isn't really an issue. It's something that I have to deal with. I don't know if you guys have run into this, but a lot of people in town had faulty batteries when they put in the online stuff. And I was in the town hall the other day, and those 5-gallon containers are full of these batteries that died. And it all comes from the broadband stuff. And so
Really?
I've got to go deal with those somehow, put them in the shed and find another 5-gallon can.
Maybe we
Because
could,
they keep
What do you
coming in.
mean? What are they?
They're batteries that came, with the internet
For
setup.
the modem or the router or the?
the
No,
backup,
it's
it's a
for
backup
backup.
power supply. He's talking about a
It's a
backup
power,
power.
it's a power
Oh, the
supply supposed to
power-
last 8
oh.
hours, and a lot of them failed.
Ours did.
Yeah, ours, I don't think ours
Oh,
worked either.
really? Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
anyway.
ours did. It was- for us, it was because we wanted the phone coverage if the power goes out.
Yeah.
That's what failed for us. And apparently they are having some problems with that. You
So
know,
you reported to Gail?
Ours has never worked.
I have no idea if mine works.
Mm,
So
done.
Gary, what was your point? It's difficult to dispose of those, or you just,
I'm just saying that that's something that I'm gonna have to deal with, which is I'm gonna have to call NLR and tell them we got a whole bunch of batteries. The other ones don't have much in them at all. The button batteries and the rechargeables and the mercury. And once we stop taking
Fluorescent bulbs.
fluorescent bulbs, I thought we wouldn't have a whole lot of stuff to deal with, but those batteries are
Which is
overflowing.
another point, Gail, to put on the website. Home Depot is no longer taking the long fluorescent bulbs. They're only taking compact fluorescents. Lowe's
really?
does take them, but only up to 6 feet. So that should be corrected on the website.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I was gonna put that out.
I
Home
have a
Depot actually has a bin as you walk in that you can, where you can put your small bulbs.
so.
I have a suggestion. Excuse me. Go ahead, Peg.
Okay, I just was gonna ask, so then if it's a bulb that's longer than 6 feet, does it go to hazardous waste in the fall? Where does it go?
That would be the only place.
Okay.
Yep.
Do they take
They
fluorescent?
do. They charge you $1, but
Yeah.
they take them.
so Gary, what are you gonna do with the batteries?
Well, there's a company called NLR that takes hazardous waste. And we used to, collect lots of fluorescent bulbs and batteries and, mercury bearing waste. And so periodically, about once a year, they would come and collect. Then since we stopped taking fluorescent bulbs, we haven't had the need for them to come, but now I think I need to call them, have them come get those batteries.
I'm
Are they
wondering,
lead acid batteries?
Pardon me?
yeah,
Are they
they're
lead acid?
No,
Oh, no.
NiCad. They're probably NiCad
Mm,
yeah,
batteries.
yeah, they are.
Or lithium.
Well, if they're lithium, if they're lithium, they should last a really long time.
Apparently they don't.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they're probably the old fashioned NiCad batteries, which are pretty much crap.
Gail,
Do you take 12-volt batteries at the town hall?
if they're rechargeable,
A
if they're
12
not
volt is
rechargeable, if they're
rechargeable?
alkaline batteries, they just go
If
in
it's
the
an
trash.
alkaline battery, it just goes in the trash.
You're talking about
Well,
lead acid battery,
12 volt.
lead acid battery,
The,
automobile battery.
yeah, it looks like a miniature car battery.
I think we.
Well, those
take
are
some
usually
larger
gel cell batteries
Yeah.
and lipo batteries. You get all of those in 12 volts. If that's what you're talking about.
Do you take them at town hall? I'll look it up. Never mind.
Gary, we do have we take larger batteries there, as long as they're the kind that you have to, as long as they're not the kind you can just throw in the trash, if it's the kind you can recycle, then they do take them there. We don't take car batteries, but we take smaller ones than that.
No, but you know who does take car batteries is Tom Clark. Tom Clark will take car batteries.
So Gary, when you said that one of the stores no longer takes the longest, was it Lowe's or Home Depot?
I said that, and it was
Yeah.
Home Depot that no longer takes
Okay,
long bulbs. They do take compact fluorescents and that's it. And
Okay.
Lowe's does take 4-foot and up to 6-foot
right.
bulbs.
Go away. Yeah, they finally gave up.
What was that?
What?
Oh, it was my phone.
Oh,
Yeah, it was, it
We're
was
like
one of those.
screaming at us. Go away.
No, it was a bogus.
What's the largest size Home Depot will take now?
6
6 feet.
foot. No, Home Depot will only take the compact
Oh.
fluorescents. They don't
I
take
thought-
any.
No
tubes.
Lowe's
tubes?
will take 6 feet.
No tubes at all at Home
No.
Depot?
No,
Okay,
as of about a week and a half ago.
okay, I'll change the website. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, and our last item then is to ask Barbara if she's still interested in joining the committee.
I definitely am. I really enjoyed the meeting
Okay,
a
good.
lot. So now I have incentive beyond handing out trash bags.
Yay.
I will put that request into the board.
Thank
of
you.
Selectmen.
That would be wonderful. I
I'm assuming
appreciate
no
that.
one objects.
No,
no.
welcome.
Good.
Barbara.
You kidding?
That would be very
Welcome.
embarrassing.
Yeah. Thank you for your interest. Great. Okay, if no one has anything else, I thank you all, and Gary, I'll let you know if I have any luck getting a meeting with Becky.
Okay, yep,
And move we adjourn.
second.
All in favor? Yay!
Aye.
Yay.
Bye.
All right,
Okay.
Gary, thank you for starting the meeting.
Well,
Thank you-
I'm
thank
so
you,
glad
Meryl.
that it worked. That's great.
Thank you, Meryl,
Okay.
for running a good meeting.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays indeed.